Hello, everyone, and a massive, enthusiastic welcome to Simple Spoken English. Today is day one of our incredible 90-day journey to English fluency. I'm your guide, Jack, and I am absolutely thrilled to embark on this transformative adventure with each and every one of you. Take a moment right now, wherever you're listening from, to close your eyes for just a second if you feel comfortable, and vividly imagine yourself in just 90 days. Picture yourself speaking English with remarkable confidence, with natural ease, and absolutely no hesitation. Imagine expressing your thoughts, sharing your ideas, and connecting with people from all over the world, all in English. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? Well, that's precisely what we're going to achieve together, step by step, day by day, over these next 3 months. Now, as your dedicated teacher, I truly understand that each of you brings unique experiences, different learning styles, and varied levels of comfort with English to this journey. Some of you might be feeling incredibly excited, brimming with anticipation and ready to dive in. Others might feel a little nervous, perhaps remembering past struggles, or maybe you've felt stuck in your English learning before. And I want to assure you that's perfectly, absolutely normal. My promise to you is to meet you exactly where you are, no matter your current starting point. Today, our focus isn't on memorizing complex grammar rules or endless vocabulary lists. Instead, we're going to work on something even more fundamental, something that will lay the strongest possible foundation for all the learning that follows: your mindset. Think of it as preparing the soil before we plant the seeds of English fluency. A strong, positive mindset is truly your most powerful secret weapon on this path. The power of belief. Shifting your internal dialogue. Many of my students over the years have shared the same frustrating thoughts, often whispering them to themselves. I just can't speak English fluently. Or, my English is simply not good enough. Or, I'll never sound like a native speaker. Have you ever had a thought like that creep into your mind? If so, please know that you are absolutely not alone. It's a common internal battle. But here's the crucial truth I want you to internalize right now, deeply, powerfully, within yourself. You absolutely can speak English fluently. It's not a matter of if, but when and how consistent you are. The very first, most powerful step in this entire journey is to cultivate an unwavering belief in your inherent ability to learn and to improve. Let's try an exercise. Think about anything you've learned in your life that you initially found challenging, something that seemed daunting or even impossible at first, but which you eventually mastered. Maybe it was riding a bicycle, learning to drive a car, mastering a specific skill for your job, figuring out a complex software program, or even just learning a new recipe in the kitchen. At first, it might have seemed impossible, right? You stumbled, you made mistakes, you probably felt frustrated. But you kept trying, you kept practicing, you made adjustments, and eventually, through persistence, you got it. Learning to speak English fluently is exactly like that. It requires time, focused effort, and most importantly, the unshakable belief that you are capable of achieving this. Today, I want to plant that belief firmly, deeply, strongly in your mind. I want you to repeat after me, either out loud if you're in a private, comfortable space, or silently but with immense conviction in your mind. Say these words and truly feel them. I am learning to speak English fluently. I am making progress every single day. I believe in myself and I can absolutely do this. Say it again. Feel the words resonate within you. This isn't just a simple affirmation. It's a profound tool to rewire your brain's pathways. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful. They literally shape your reality. If you consistently tell yourself you can, you've already unlocked a massive part of your potential and opened the door to possibilities. If you constantly allow negative thoughts to tell you that you can't, then unfortunately, that can become your self-fulfilling prophecy. So, let's consciously choose a positive reality, a reality of success and fluency, starting right here, right now, today. Remember, your mind is like a fertile garden, and your thoughts are the seeds you choose to plant. Let's plant seeds of confidence, progress, and ultimate success. Stopping the translation cycle. The core challenge and practical beginnings. Now, let's directly tackle one of the most common and, frankly, one of the most exhausting hurdles for almost every single English learner. The constant, often subconscious need to translate from your native language in your head before you speak in English. This is that familiar process where you think your thought in your mother tongue, then you mentally translate it word by word into English, then you try to speak. This internal translation process is like putting a massive invisible brake on your fluency. It drastically slows you down, it makes you hesitate, and often, it leads to sentences that, while grammatically correct, might sound unnatural or a little clunky to a native speaker. It's simply not how fluent speakers operate. Our ultimate long-term goal over these next 90 days is to gradually but decisively shift your brain from this translating habit to actually thinking directly in English. This means forming thoughts, ideas, and even emotions directly in English without that middle step of translation. But how? You might ask, perhaps feeling a bit overwhelmed. It feels absolutely impossible to just stop translating after so many years. I completely understand that feeling. It's like trying to walk forwards while simultaneously looking backward. It feels unnatural and difficult. But trust me, it's a process. Throughout your day-to-day, make a conscious, gentle, but persistent effort to mentally label everyday objects and simple actions in English in your mind. When you see your phone, just think phone. When you see a book, think book. When you feel hungry, think hungry. When you're going for a walk, mentally label it walk. The key here is not to form perfectly structured sentences yet. It's purely about associating the English word directly with the object or action, completely bypassing that native language translation step. This tiny, seemingly simple practice is the very first fundamental step in rewiring your brain to think directly in English. It starts building those direct, strong connections between the English word and its meaning or its real-world counterpart. It's like training a new pathway in your brain, one thought at a time. For those who might find this challenging at first, please don't get discouraged if you don't know the English word for every single thing. That's perfectly fine. Just acknowledge it's an object, and try to think of it in English if you can. If you don't know it, simply move on to the next item. The goal here is the attempt to think in English, the active effort, not perfect execution from day one. This is a mental game you can play all day, a fun and powerful way to slowly, steadily immerse your mind in English, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Embracing mistakes as learning opportunities, your fluency accelerators. Now, as you courageously embark on this journey, and especially as you begin to actively use English more, even if it's just speaking to yourself, experimenting with new words, or trying out new phrases, you will inevitably make mistakes. And let me tell you something absolutely crucial, something I've learned from teaching thousands of students. Mistakes are not failures. They are fantastic, powerful, and absolutely essential learning opportunities. In fact, I want you to start viewing them as your fluency accelerators. They push you forward. Think of it like this. Every single time you make a mistake, it's like a clear, illuminated signpost appearing on your learning path. It points directly to an area where you need to improve, or where you might have misunderstood something, or where a connection isn't quite strong enough yet. So please, please, please do not be afraid to speak because you fear making errors. That fear, that internal hesitation, is a far bigger, more paralyzing barrier to achieving true fluency than any grammatical mistake ever could be. The fear of error keeps you silent, and silence is the opposite of speaking. Consider how a baby learns to walk. Do they just stand up perfectly balanced and start running flawlessly the very first time? Absolutely not. They fall down, they stumble, they crawl, they pull themselves up, they take a wobbly step, and they fall again. Each fall isn't a failure. Each fall is a vital lesson in balance, in muscle control, in coordination. We don't say, oh, that baby failed at walking. No, we say, that baby is learning. You, on your English journey, are exactly like that baby. Every time you try to speak, every time you take a chance, every time you stumble over a word or a sentence, you are learning. Instead of dwelling on your mistakes, or feeling embarrassed, or allowing them to deflate your confidence, try to wholeheartedly embrace them. Look at them with curiosity. If you can, try to understand why you made that specific mistake. Was it a wrong verb tense? Incorrect vocabulary? Maybe a tricky pronunciation issue with a particular sound? After you speak, even if it's just to yourself, take a brief moment to reflect. I used the past tense here, but it should have been the present. If you're practicing with a language partner or a tutor, don't hesitate to ask for gentle feedback. Remember, every mistake you openly acknowledge and learn from brings you one giant, powerful step closer to genuine fluency. They are stepping stones, not roadblocks. Motivation story: the power of overcoming fear and finding confidence. Let me share a quick, inspiring story about one of my former students, a wonderful individual named Sarah. When Sarah first joined my English fluency program, she was incredibly shy, particularly when it came to speaking. Her English comprehension for reading and writing was quite good, but speaking was her absolute biggest fear. I remember how she would often blush, stammer, and sometimes even freeze up completely when it was her turn to speak in class or practice with a partner. Her primary barrier, she told me, was the overwhelming fear of making mistakes in front of others, of being judged. We talked a lot, one-on-one, about this powerful idea of embracing mistakes. I gently encouraged her to view every oops moment not as an embarrassment, but as a mini victory. A moment where she bravely tried, and now, thanks to that attempt, she knew exactly what to focus on and where to improve. Gradually, with consistent encouragement and her own determination, she started to participate more. She still made errors, of course, because that's part of learning, but her entire attitude towards them completely transformed. She began to playfully laugh at her own funny mistakes, learn valuable lessons from them, and then, most importantly, she would move on, ready for the next attempt. She realized the world wasn't ending because of a misplaced "the" or a forgotten verb ending. Fast forward a few months after her intensive course with me, Sarah landed a dream job working for a large international tech company. Her new role requires constant, confident communication in English, often with colleagues and clients from around the globe. She recently contacted me, so excited, and told me, if I hadn't changed my mindset about making mistakes, if I hadn't decided to embrace them as learning opportunities, I would never, ever have had the confidence to even apply for this job. I learned that the fear of making a mistake is infinitely worse than actually making one. She added, my English still isn't perfect, but I can communicate effectively and confidently, and that's what truly matters in my daily life and career now. Sarah's story is a powerful, living reminder that overcoming the psychological barrier of fear and embracing error is a colossal, indispensable step towards achieving true, comfortable fluency. You can do it too. Your first actionable steps in daily practice: simple, fun, and effective. All right, so with our powerful new mindset firmly in place, let's talk about your concrete, actionable steps for day one. Remember this golden rule: small, consistent, daily actions lead to massive, transformative results over 90 days. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about building tiny, powerful habits. Practice tip 1. The English mental labeling game. Throughout your day, for at least 5 to 7 minutes whenever you get a chance, consciously try to mentally label at least 20 everyday objects or actions in English. As you walk through your home, look at the wall, the floor, the light switch. When you're eating, think fork, plate, water. When you perform an action, think standing, sitting, walking, Don't translate from your native language. Just directly connect the object or action to the English word. This is your brain training exercise for thinking in English. It requires no special tools, no internet connection, just your focused attention and observation. Practice tip 2. Immerse with English music. Find just one English song that you genuinely enjoy listening to, perhaps a popular one with clear lyrics. Listen to it carefully, trying to pick out words and phrases. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word or every lyric initially. The primary goal is to get your ears thoroughly accustomed to the rhythm, the intonation, the musicality of the language, and the specific sounds of English. Then, after listening a few times, try to sing along. Don't focus on perfect pronunciation right now. Simply enjoy the process of producing those English sounds. This is a wonderfully relaxed, fun, and highly effective way to activate your speaking muscles and train your ears simultaneously. Practice tip 3. The mini English monologue. Before you go to bed tonight, or perhaps during a quiet moment in your day, take just 2 to 3 minutes. Mentally, or softly out loud if you can, without disturbing anyone around you. Describe one very simple thing you did today to yourself, entirely in English. For example, I woke up. I drank coffee. I watched this video. I had lunch. Now I am a little tired. Keep it incredibly simple. The goal is to start forming basic thoughts and short sentences directly in English, without that internal translation step. This is your very first step towards having an internal English conversation, a dialogue with yourself. Think of it like building a muscle. You always start with light weights and gradually increase the challenge. How much practice? For day 1, aim for around 15 to 20 minutes of focused effort spread throughout your day. You don't need to block out a huge, intimidating chunk of time. It's about consistency, about integrating English into small moments of your day, not about overwhelming yourself. A little bit of consistent effort every single day truly adds up to massive progress over these 90 days. Remember, consistency beats intensity. That's it for day 1. You've taken the crucial first step on this incredible journey. You've prepared the soil, you've planted the first seeds of confidence, and now we can begin to nurture them. Remember the core takeaways from today. Believe in yourself. Hold on to that conviction that you are absolutely capable of achieving English fluency. Start thinking in English. Practice mentally labeling simple objects and actions throughout your day. Embrace mistakes. View them as invaluable teachers and guides, not as failures. Your small, consistent actions today are creating powerful, unstoppable momentum. Keep that belief strong. Actively engage with those mental labeling exercises. Truly enjoy your English song, and courageously try that mini monologue tonight. I am incredibly excited and optimistic about the immense progress you're going to make over the coming days and weeks. Tomorrow, we'll dive into some highly practical techniques for significantly improving your pronunciation, making your English sound even clearer, more natural, and boosting your confidence further. Stay positive, stay motivated, and I will be here, cheering you on, ready to guide you in the next audio session. You've got this. Keep going. Keep